In the opening prayer, it said that Martha welcomed Jesus into her home. Jesus was very close friends with Martha and Mary and their brother Lazarus. And he went to their home to have a meal with them. It reminds us that we are all called to invite Christ to be the guest in the home of our hearts and to serve him in our brothers and sisters. Martha, the theologians of the past, Thomas Aquinas and Augustine, St. Gregory the Great, all saw in Martha and Mary the example of both a contemplative life and a active life, and that in both lifestyles we can reach Christian perfection, whether we are a contemplative religious or whether we are an active person like Martha was. We just recently had the other gospel about Martha and Mary, where Martha complained to Jesus that Mary wasn't helping her with the domestic chores and told Jesus to tell her to help me. And of course, Jesus mildly rebukes Martha because he says that Mary has chosen the better part. It's a reminder that the distractions of the world can so easily take precedence over our relationship with Christ. And we must always stay focused on the Lord, whether we're active or in prayer. Being focused on Jesus is so important. And Martha makes this beautiful statement, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. She was in such distress because Lazarus died. And she goes to Jesus, like you and I have when someone we love dies, and say, Lord, why? If you'd been here, he wouldn't have died. And yet I know you can do something, she's hinting. I know you can do something even now. She believes that Jesus has power over life and death. And of course, Jesus, in those consoling words, says, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? And she says, yes, Lord. You and I have to say, yes, Lord, too, when someone we love has died. And so Martha shows us to have great trust in God. It tells us that we are on a journey in this life. This is not our permanent home. We're on a journey to our eternal life in heaven. And we'll never find enjoyment totally in this life, only in heaven. We can have happiness here, and we can know Jesus. He walks with us. But ultimately, our total happiness is in eternal life. And so we want to imitate Martha and Mary and Lazarus in their friendship with Jesus, in their staying close to him, and their focusing on him. And we have to trust certainly in the Lord at all times. The Lord asks us to imitate Martha and Mary on our journey to eternal life. And we come here hearing these consoling words. This gospel is often used at funerals. I see the whole Gibbons family here this morning, and the Mass is for Harry. And those words bring consolation, don't they? We come here because only in Jesus do we find understanding and compassion at the time of the death of a loved one. And so let's imitate Martha and Mary, inviting Jesus into the home of our hearts, and let him console and strengthen us always. Let us stand now and offer our prayers and petitions.